Hello, how's it going? Good, grand, great, fantastic. I'm really struggling to keep this video as short as I can because people's attention spans on YouTube don't tend to go past 5 minutes. But it's almost impossible, but I will try. So this video is about Marvel Comics and their decline. Now, they've been in the news recently with 3 bad publicity situations that have gone bad. I just said that. What the fuck's wrong with you dumb fuck? Okay, so the first one was about diversity. Comic book readers, comic book fans don't want diversity in Marvel Comics. Are you sure about that? We'll come back to that in a minute. The other one was Marvel shitting on the artists by saying, well, if an artist can't pull in a comic book, then we won't hire them anymore. What the fuck has that got to do with good writing? Or good management? Fucking idiots, man. And then, of course, the recent one is with X-Men Gold. And because I'm a massive X-Men fan, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. Where the artist CF he's an alright artist, I suppose. He's very inconsistent in his panels. And ended up putting subliminal Quranic messages in an X-Men comic book, which is irony beyond fucking belief, because when X-Men is about inclusion and tolerance, the Abrahamic faiths are anything but. And he also had there's like the 212, which was also a political message about the huge controversy caused in Indonesia when a Christian politician tried to run in a Muslim majority country, and he caused some sort of blasphemy because, you know, with Muslims, with religious people, you say anything and they're easily fucking offended, and they call the lefties the cucks. Fucking snowflakes. Alright, anyway, let's not get into that. It's not that kind of thing. So that was that. So obviously he's been dealt with Marvel, and I'm not going to delve too much into that. But because it happened on X-Men, it was kind of annoying and ironic at the same time. But Marvel Comics' decline is simply because Marvel Comics has tried desperately to tie in its properties with the success of the movies. It's tried to shoehorn everything that happens in the comics into the movies. But first of all, they're failing miserably. And second of all, they're failing miserably. And here's why. Number one, you can't tie something in, because the movie is more constricted, okay? You can't fucking then drag a massive universe of Marvel into fit in with the cinematic universe. It just doesn't work. All right. Secondly, the main evidence for this is, well, there's three bits of evidence that made me want to do this video, and I've been saying it a lot in comment sections, in forums, and on YouTube, and all of that, and a lot of people are agreeing with me, so I thought I might as well make a video about it because I'm great. Okay, so number one, the death of Fantastic Four. They were killed off in the comic books. Now, the sales weren't great, but you'll still have them around in some kind of capacity with a comic book, but no, that was it. Fantastic Four gone. So ever since Disney kind of bought Marvel Studios, you can see the effect it's had on the comic books. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not. It could be Ike Perlmutter, because he's a cunt as well, who's kind of like was licking his lips at the success of the movies and seeing how much money it was making. He was like, well, if we can't make money from X-Men and Fantastic Four, then we're not going to promote them in the comic books. And if you think I'm bullshitting, all you need to do is look at the comic books themselves ever since Disney acquired Marvel, and maybe even before that. But here we go. So X-Men had a mini renaissance in 2008 with Messiah Complex, and then the breaker from that, which was X-Men were going rogue, like Avengers vs. X-Men. I quite enjoyed that. That was really good. You know, Cyclops became a bad guy because he was trying to do everything to protect Phoenix from getting, and then the Avengers kind of wanted it, and it was like no, so they fought, and it was good. It was really good. So, you know, Cyclops going rogue was great. It was a good evolution of the character. It made sense. In X-Force, which X-Force was so good. It was so good. Oh, all right. He tells Wolverine, listen, this is a Black Ops mission. You're gonna go in and you're gonna fucking wipe out the purifiers. All right, just fucking wipe them out because they're a threat and whatever. Okay, and it was great. It was just fucking blood guts. It was X-Men. There was no returning back at this point, and it was great. I loved it. And then Disney buys Marvel, and then all of a sudden, X-Men become a fucking joke. They just push it aside, and then the Terrigen fucking mists happen, and further evidence is suddenly we are losing a focus from the X-Men, and now the focus on the Inhumans happens. They're trying to prop up the Inhumans, who are just like the X-Men, but they're not called mutants, they're called Inhumans. And because Disney and Marvel Studios do not have the rights to use the word mutants in their films, they can have the rights to use the word Inhumans. So there you see. And then they try to shoehorn in them in the series of S.H.I.E.L.D. Rubbish show, by the way. Okay, so the evidence is there that they're desperate to tie in everything that happens in the comic books with what's happening in the movie universe, because if you get that little seed planted there, you'll be like, oh, I can read the comic books, boost some sales, and now there's a movie about it. But it failed miserably because people aren't stupid. They saw what they were trying to do. Nobody I know fucking sat there and go, oh yeah, I'll take on the Inhumans. I think there's like one popular Inhuman out of all of this shit that they tried to shoehorn in, and that's Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. It was a great character, really good character, but it just, the next point of this was, so we're shunning that, we're propping up the Inhumans, we've killed off the Fantastic Four, and then we are getting the next generation of Avengers ready for when Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans' contracts run out and they don't want to do any more movies. Alright, we propped up Captain Marvel because we announced we're making a Captain Marvel film, so we made her the centre of attention in Civil War 2, which was a shameless tie-in to the Civil War movie. Not a tie-in, but, a shameless cashing in to the Civil War movie, because it came out at the same fucking time. Except Civil War 2 is possibly the worst fucking Marvel story I've ever read, and it was the end. It was a death nail for Marvel Comics for me. The fucking death nail. It was just teetering on the edge, and this is it. It's just fucking, that killed it for me, because that was just like, we're getting the next generation of Avengers ready, okay? And then what they do, they fucking disregard legacy characters or kill off legacy characters, and they put in diverse characters in their place. Instead of these diverse characters having their own identity, so instead of Kamala Khan just being, you know what, I would have just called her Kamala Khan, not even given her, because the name Kamala Khan is nice, it rolls off the tongue, it's great. But you put her in as Miss Marvel. You take Riri and put her in as Iron Person Man. You take Alexander, you put him in as Nova. You take Miles Morales, you put him in as Spider-Man, which I don't really know how that ties into the movie universe. It doesn't. It was just one of those things to say, oh, well, Spider-Man's dead, he's drowned, so here's new Spider-Man and he's black Hispanic. Difference being, Miles Morales, great comic book. I'm not a Spider-Man fan, but everyone loves it, so that's great. But, there was all this. Jane thingy as Thor, which happened to be really good. But they weren't selling because a lot of people just saw this as, well, where all my legacy characters gone? And for me personally, it was just like, oh, here we go. This is basically them just replacing the legacy characters just for the sake of it. And the diversity feels shoehorned in. But they cannot say that diversity, people don't want it, because a lot of these characters are popular, just not in their current setting. All right. And first of all, when you want to talk diversity, well, X-Men was one of the first and greatest comics to deal with diversity. All right. In the 70s, you had a black woman, a demon German, a fucking Russian, an Irishman, a Canadian, all right, a Native American, and for one or two issues, you had a Japanese guy come in as the second generation. None of these were even American. So you want to talk about diversity, and they were a huge success. So don't fucking use diversity as an excuse, Marvel Comics, because you know it's not true, because X-Men were the kings of diversity. In fact, I read somewhere that the biggest audience X-Men had, I read this back in the mid-noughties, so I don't know how relevant it is now, were blacks and LGBT community, because they can really relate to the X-Men. So please, stop it, all right? you're badly managed as a company. Okay, you don't have any good fucking writers anymore. Your stories are mediocre. I don't read anything from you at the moment, except for Great Lake Avengers, but I like obscure characters, and that's really good, and you're killing that after 7 issues. So, this is why Marvel is dead. It's trying too desperate to tie into the movies. It's trying too desperately to shoehorn in diverse characters when they don't need to be, and these diverse characters, Sam Wilson as Captain America as well, that was the other one, but these characters need to have their own identity. Like, lose the Miss Marvel title from Kamala Khan, just have her as Kamala Khan, just have her as Khan, alright? Lose Sam Wilson as Captain America, lose Jane as Thor and give her her own fucking name and her own identity. Just do that. These are not bad characters, they're just badly written, okay, for the most part anyway, and they're just too tied into legacy characters. It's not good. So that's what I would do. Instead of hitting the reset button, just break them away, let them form their own identity, alright? Get better writers, alright, and just, okay? I'd make more suggestions, but I don't want to do that. Apparently, companies don't like it when you do that, because then if they do those changes, then it's tied to your ideas, you could sue or some shit. That's what I heard. But Marvel Comics, if you want ideas, come to me. I have written a great story for X-Men. Whatever. Don't do that. Just fix Marvel Comics. DC is kicking your ass, and rightly so. DC Rebirth is amazing. They fucked up with New 52. Okay, wasn't great. But Rebirth has been amazing so far. I'm reading like 6 titles at the moment, and I'm loving them all. So that is all anyway. Oh, fucking hell. This video's gone on too long, but let normality resume.